Have you ever waited in line so long you started questioning every decision that led you to that exact sidewalk at that exact hour? For a burger or a phone or concert tickets you're now emotionally invested in out of pure spite? Did you know you can actually hire someone to stand there instead of you? Real service, real website, real people who will happily freeze outside a store at 3 a.m. so you don't have to. Or flip it. Did you know you can get paid to be that person? Not tips, not a favor. An actual job where showing up and doing absolutely nothing is the entire task description. And the guy who basically built it stumbled into it completely by accident. His name is Robert Samuel. He was unemployed, like you, and sadly me. That's why I made this channel. Please subscribe. I only have 54 subscribers. Anyway, back to the story. He is doing what every unemployed person does at some point, scrolling Craigslist for literally anything, when he noticed a new iPhone, well, iPhone 5, as this is an old story, was about to launch, and the internet was already losing its collective mind over it. So he posted an ad. Would wait in line for the new iPhone professionally for a fee. Someone actually said yes, promised him $325 for the job. Robert planted himself outside the store and waited. 15 hours. Then, in what might be the most anticlimactic plot twist in business history, the customer just bought the phone online instead. Never needed him. Never even showed up. And Robert still got paid the full $325 for doing genuinely nothing for 15 hours straight. Robert looked at that check and thought, wait a minute. And ding, this could be an actual business. So he named it Same Old Line Dudes, which sure isn't winning any branding awards, but over a decade later, it's still the name on the door. So clearly it worked. What started as one guy standing outside an Apple store slowly turned into a full operation with dozens of employees, all professionally, spectacularly good at doing nothing productive in exchange for cash. Here's where it gets genuinely unhinged. His team has waited in line for cronuts, back when that pastry apparently caused actual human stampedes in New York City. They've held spots for Saturday Night Live standby tickets, Broadway rush seats, passport renewals, concerts, sample sales for luxury fashion brands where fully grown adults camp outside overnight in the freezing cold just to get first dibs on a discounted handbag they could probably afford anyway if they just skipped this whole ordeal. And then there's the sentence I genuinely did not expect to type. His team has been paid to wait in line so someone else's kid could get a photo with Santa Claus. I did not know Santa Claus lines could be competitive. Apparently, in New York, everything is competitive, including Christmas. But it's not just Robert's company anymore. This entire thing quietly became a real industry, with people across the country running their own versions of the same hustle. And once you break down how it actually works, it stops sounding like a joke and starts sounding kind of brilliant. So here's the business model, laid out plainly. You get paid to physically occupy a spot in a line. That's the entire job. No resume, no interview that actually matters, no fake I am willing to learn, no what are your strengths and weaknesses, and no fake why should we hire you, even though they already won't the minute you sat there. No skills required beyond the ability to stand, or more accurately sit, in one place for an uncomfortably long time.
It's been 84 years.
While strangers walk by giving you the exact look you'd expect. Pay typically runs between $25 and $37 an hour, and that number climbs fast for high-demand events. During chaotic product launches, some line standers have walked away with over $2,000 in a single day. During one especially intense iPhone 7 release, 7 of Robert's employees collectively made $14,000. in one day for standing outside a store. There's also a stranger, higher stakes version of this job. During major criminal trials, when courtrooms only have a handful of public seats, media outlets pay line standers to hold overnight spots outside the courthouse in freezing weather, just so a journalist can stroll in fresh the next morning instead of losing an entire night of sleep on concrete. Somewhere out there, someone made real money making sure a news crew didn't miss a seat. Now here's the part that turns this from a funny gig into an actual smart business model. The real money isn't made by the person standing in line. It's made by the person organizing the line standers. I actually made a video about this, about being a middleman. Find a lucrative gig, charge the client one rate, hire someone underneath you for a lower rate, and quietly pocket the difference without ever standing in a single line yourself. One operator running exactly this setup reportedly pulls in $2,000 to $3,000 a month purely from managing other people's boredom. Which is really the whole lesson hiding inside this bizarre little industry. Nobody's selling a product here. They're selling time back to people who have more money than patience. And it turns out there's an almost unlimited supply of people willing to pay for exactly that. They have money but don't have time. You have time but don't have money. You supply each other's demands. So here's the real question. Would you do it? Could you sit outside a courthouse for 2 straight days in the freezing cold for a paycheck? Or get your ass numbed after sitting in the same chair for an uncomfortable amount of time? Or does getting paid to be bored out of your mind for hours on end sound like your personal nightmare?
Be honest in the comments, even if there isn't much for now, as YouTube's algorithm is still finding my right audience. Because I have a feeling half of you are already doing the math on your hourly rate, and the other half are already shaking your heads. If weird jobs like this are your thing, this channel is small right now, but I'm building it one bizarre career at a time. So if you want more of these, sticking around actually helps more than you'd think. And if you liked this one, go watch the video about the woman who made $200,000 selling jars of her own farts online. I promise you, that one's an even wilder ride than this.